Genius Brain listeners, let's kick off this podcast with a lovely sponsor from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Listen, my friends, instead of just avoiding red flags, we should focus on recognizing green flags and friends and partners. Sometimes we need a lot of help in those scenarios because prioritizing healthy relationships ensures we build connections that genuinely support and love us back. Therapy is also a place that provides a safe space for us that allows us to develop better communication and emotional resilience. This is key to being a happier person. Trust me, I've been using BetterHelp for quite a while now, and I always have it in my back pocket. And listen, not every therapist is going to vibe with you, so you can switch therapists at any time, and that's the best thing that I love about BetterHelp. So listen, discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius.
This shit fucking made me slip. And I remember when I got this made, it was like from this girl from Ukraine.
Whoa, it's handmade.
It's hand knit.
I mean, of course, but
yeah. She doesn't make it any more sad. I wanted to buy more, but she's like, "Oh, do you want me to put grip on it?" I was like, "No, you don't have to." Fucking biggest mistake ever.
Yeah. I mean, is she alive?
I have no idea.
It's like she stopped making it. Is she alive, dude?
I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Dude, did you record that part?
Fuck. Oh, that's why she hasn't been responding to my messages.
I'm like, bro.
I was like, "Oh, it's Ukraine."
Dude.
I write her a very angry email.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, the audacity. I have been a loyal customer for years. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm sorry, my studio was exploded.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think about that.
God.
I was like, damn, I miss her so much. I was like, oh, where's she at? I wonder what she's doing.
He's like, yeah, she stopped making them now. Oh,
that's the thing, too. Like, the war, like the war, like, nobody talks about it. It's like the whole social media thing. I feel so bad. Wow.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man, I'm going to hell. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. We are back in studio. Father time has taken away a lot of my free time, but now we're back here, baby. Let's go. We have Ed Park VP.
What's up, guys? You lost a lot of weight, bro. You got a jawline going on.
I didn't. I mean, it's kind of trippy, right? Because like when I'm just doing it now. Like, I'm not really stepping on the scale.
Yeah.
And then the other day I stepped on the scale. I'm like below 200 pounds. So I was like 197 pounds. But you know what? It irritates the fuck out of me.
What?
My belly's still here.
Really?
I thought that at 190 something pounds, like I just wouldn't have a belly.
I promise you, your belly's the last thing.
Fuck, man.
The abs is the absolute last thing to go. So when I lost the 100 pounds and I was like looking in the mirror, I'm like 150 now. No abs. I still have a belly.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
it's
what
like,
bullshit is this?
You got to work the fuck out and go even harder to actually see something.
Yeah, so I like looked up, you go on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like, what body fat percentage do I need to get abs? It was like 12%. I'm
12,
like,
yeah.
How? How the fuck is that even possible?
Fasting and try fasting.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's literally like when people are up there with their photo shoots with their abs, promise you they fasted the day before, like to get it to show up.
Yeah, I started looking at like other people's physiques and it's like the amount of work that they had to do to get a specific. I was like, dude, that's not in my goal. Like, it's just not going to happen because it requires like dedication and a complete shift in lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only reason why it's worked so far is because I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm not going out to eat. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So, when you kind of eat, here's the thing. Like, we'll just start off with this. Going into keto, would I recommend it for most people? I probably would say no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it does require a certain amount of discipline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the people I think I would recommend keto to are people who are highly, highly addicted to processed foods. It's a really good, like, eye-opening experience.
Right. Because you could have, a lot of foods that you can enjoy, but once you have to cut out the carbs, yeah, that's where it's like, oh my God, the whole world is addicted to sugar.
Yeah.
The entire sugar industry is just a big drug lab.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of crazy too, because when it was, it was rough because I wanted to eat chips. I wanted to eat all this other stuff. But then after week 2, you don't want it anymore at all. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, I don't really crave it.
Tell me about how you feel in the brain with the ketones running through you.
I mean, I will say this, I don't know if I felt so much that, but my joints feel better.
Mm-hmm.
My fucking joints.
Keto is good for people with like arthritis too.
Yeah. So I've been jogging maybe twice a week. Usually after I jog, let's say it still hurts now because I have torn ligaments, right? Stuff like that. And my cartilage is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But after jogging 2 miles, usually my knees are fucking screaming. Right? 2 miles, it's like not that bad. So I did another. And it was like, oh, that's very different.
Right.
You know, and I started looking it up too. And one of the things that is a possible positive side effect is that it's a reduced amount of inflammation in your joints.
Yeah.
And I do have arthritic knees. So it's like, oh shit, this feels really fucking good.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, a lot of that in tandem has to do with like not eating a lot of processed carbs, right? And there's a lot more research that you guys could look into it. You know, go that on your own. I don't want to bore you with that type of stuff, but I do think that going into keto for me was great because it does a couple of things. Number one, I didn't know that this was a misconception. You actually don't lose more weight on keto than you do on a regular whole foods diet with a reduced caloric intake. It's still calories in, calories out.
Yeah.
But what it does is that you don't get you take all the addictive food out. So you become satiated a lot easier.
Yes.
So I'll eat like 4 scrambled eggs with a shit ton of butter and like olive oil. I'll eat a lot of kale, greens and stuff. And then I'm not hungry.
But how do you feel after you finish?
Great. I haven't had a food crash.
Yeah.
I think that's the trippy thing, right? Let's talk about that, bro. I didn't realize that until maybe a few weeks ago. I'm like, oh, after I eat,
You have energy.
yeah, I'm not sleepy. I feel better.
Yeah, when you hear calories, people are always like, "Oh, it's like it's calorie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's energy, right?"
Yeah.
But when you have keto, it finally kind of makes sense when they say it's energy. You're literally using it as fuel.
Yeah.
Like when I would like have a fast and eat like just a really greasy, fatty pork belly, man, I felt like I was going to conquer the world. Like as soon as the ketones run through my blood, like one thing that keto helped me with too was that I wasn't dyslexic on keto. I could read a fucking book on keto.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I can do my left and right
just needed pork belly.
without using my So that was one of the things. I think keto was one of the best things for like ADHD too. I think so. That's why I was asking, like, with your brain function wise.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do definitely feel like here's the weird thing too. Like, it's hard to make keto sustainable. And for most people who want to live a social lifestyle, right? Because the world is not built like that,
Yeah.
right? You have to be extremely disciplined, and then you have to be around food that, let's be honest, just tastes better.
Yeah.
Right?
And you have to look at it and don't judge the people around you who are eating it in front of you.
Exactly. And it's just, it's going to be very, very difficult, right? So what I've already decided to do is switch over to a whole foods diet, right? But I limit the amount of carbs, and there is no processed carbs for about 6 days out the week, right? And it's actually pretty easy. Like, it's not hard. Once I kick the sugar addiction out, it's very easy now.
Yeah.
But when I was addicted, dog, it was hard. It was torture. It felt like fucking and Mariel's over here just pregnant as fuck, eating chocolate and bread, and I'm making her meals. Dude.
Yeah.
So I went through the fire. I had to make her food that I enjoyed that I could not eat, and it was so fucking difficult. So I would just drink wine in front of her while she was pregnant. like, hey, fuck you, bitch. You know,
Right back at you.
yeah, but it's been very enlightening, right? And like I said, I don't know if the average person could do keto because you have to be in a caloric deficit, and then on top of that, you have a restrictive diet. So it's double whammy.
I think it plays in genetics too.
Yeah.
Some people just get absolutely sick trying to do keto.
Yeah.
For me, it's been like the women who come, and there's been a few women who are just like, "I'm sorry, I can't do it." Like, you don't have to apologize to me, but like, yeah, their keto rash was so bad, and then they felt like they were gonna like pass out and shit too. So I was like, well, then don't do it. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't get the keto rash. I took all the multivitamins. I ate a lot of fiber. Ate a lot of greens. I ate a lot of greens, which is great. You know. And by the way, too, like keto, like I started really researching keto, and people who are very receptive to it and not, it's varied, right? I'm very receptive to keto. I can actually have close to about 50 to 60 grams of carbs, and I'll still stay in ketosis.
Really?
Yeah. So 50 to 60 grams of carbs, and I have a higher protein intake.
That's insane.
Yeah. So if you are active, like if you're working out and you're active and you're pretty receptive to keto, you can have close to 50 grams of carbs. So I'm not as tight as other people, right? So if I have like a tomato, I have this, it's cool as long as it goes to 40 to 50 grams.
dude, for 3 years, I deprived myself of like spaghetti, tomato sauce, like all of those things because I was going so hard at it, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine like, oh, you can have a little bit. Because
Yeah.
for me, I told you, like diet soda makes me fall out of ketosis.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
you're not. Yeah, I don't have that at all.
So you could drink aspartame and you were
I'm fine.
Damn.
So I could have all that. So 40 to 50 grams of carbs, I could have that if I'm active that day. So if I'm walking, I'm weight training, whatever. And then on top of that too, my protein intake is pretty high. Like let's say like yesterday, my fats were like at 120 grams of fat, but my protein was at like 90.
Right.
And I was still in ketosis.
See,
So,
that's another thing. If I have too much protein, I'd fall out of ketosis.
yeah. Some people are just a little sensitive to it. Some people aren't. I'm actually pretty good on it. So that's probably why it was a lot easier for me.
Yeah, for sure. I've never heard of a case like you, to be honest.
So when I was looking at it, they're like, yeah, there's something called high protein keto that people can do. And I did follow that plan.
Right.
And I still stayed in ketosis, which was fantastic. So that's why I think I can switch off to more of a whole foods diet and I should be okay. You know what we should talk about actually? And there's some other hot topics. We'll do that on the next episode
Yeah.
because this one's pretty interesting. Have you seen that the health czar in San Francisco?
No.
She looks like a fucking fat goblin. Like
Okay. I have seen it then. I thought you were. I mean, it's like there's a group of people lined up. Am I getting confused with like the trans health?
Is she? I don't know. I don't know what.
Well, Biden's health czar was like a trans woman.
No.
And she was like lumpy. She was pretty lumpy
This
too.
is the San Francisco one.
Yeah.
So they put out this PSA video about how you should conduct yourself around like fat people.
I might have heard about this like on some sort of news podcast about how it was just so like it turned people off in the state.
It was so insane, right? And they did like this whole video informational PSA thing where they're like, hey, when you're at a party and you're asking for a slice of cake, don't be that person that says, cut me a thinner piece of cake. Yeah, you're being that person. Like, first of all, that's fatphobic, right? And they're doing like this comedy thing, making fun of people who ask for a smaller serving of cake. It's
Oh my
like,
God, please.
listen to me, you fucking goblin. What if I just want a smaller piece of cake? Maybe the piece of cake that you slice is half the cake, you fat fuck. Yeah. Right? Even at my fattest, when I was 300 pounds, I didn't like cake.
Right.
Cake was like my least favorite dessert of all. So me as a 300-pound person, if I go, I want a smaller piece of cake, you're ruining the vibe. Listen to me, you fucking beluga whale.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just want a smaller piece of cake.
It's like, so they're saying because her normal portions are so big that it's fatphobic to say, oh, I don't eat that much.
Yeah.
Come
They're like,
on.
you're not being conscious of other people's feelings and emotions.
You're not being conscious of your fucking knees, okay? And your ankles. They're crying out to you.
Yeah.
Like,
And by the way, somebody asking for a smaller piece of cake is not a judgment on you.
Yeah.
It's their preference of what they want. The issue that I have with this, right? Like I said, it's not, I was 300 pounds. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what it's like being fat. I was fat for a majority of my life.
same. I feel like a special privilege of making fat jokes because I was fat.
Yeah, for a majority of our life.
Yeah.
So don't fucking say shit. I'm not even judging fat
So I'm
people.
fat too right now.
What I'm saying right now is that I dislike body positivity because it only applies to the body that you have. You don't ever get to say it to the other side. Like the skinny person, right? The person who wants to be thin and fit. They go, oh, look at you. You look at the way you make me feel. You're not body positive at all. You're only body positive to the body that you have and the people who have your body.
Yeah.
It's fucking hypocritical.
And it's a mad one-way street.
100%. They go, oh, here's the thing that fucking drives me up the wall, right? Every time I hear a fucking fat person say, I don't give a fuck about body weight or fat, I don't care, then why do you talk about it so much? Shut the fuck up.
Because once again, like if it's not like a bad thing to them, they have to make that whatever they see as obesity as a not negative. Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you call that? A positive, double negative would be to make a positive light of their condition. And this is what I say, a condition. It's conditional. You can fucking not be fat.
Yeah.
It's some people can't grow in height.
Yeah.
And that's like, we got to live with that. That's how it is.
By the way, if you like being fat, kudos to you. Aside from the health issues, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get to eat whatever the fuck you want. You're just shoving the best food in your face. Trust me, I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fun. The reason why I lost weight was because, like I said, I had diarrhea every day. My body was breaking down. You cannot convince anybody to go backwards on science.
Yeah, you can't bring other people into your delusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to be like, you know what? I understand. I'm probably not going to live that long, but I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Cool. That sounds fun. You know what I mean? That's great. When they start doing this pseudoscience shit,
Yeah.
it drives me up the fucking wall. It's like, who are you trying to convince? They go, well, did you hear? This is the thing that I hear a lot from people, right? Like I said, from a fatty myself. Did you know that there's this guy in fucking Scotland, right? That he runs marathons and he's fat. Are you saying that a skinny person is more fit than them? Hey, are you running marathons?
Yeah. Have you done it?
Are you talking about the 1 in 4 gajillion people that do this?
Yeah.
Are you that? They always take the exception to the rule and they try to apply it to their lives.
Right.
Which doesn't make any fucking sense. I understand that guy who runs marathons and he's trying to stay fit. It still doesn't matter. It's not you. It's not a majority of people. Most people who show the phenotypical fucking fat fuck is probably going to die at an early age, right? They're going to have heart disease. They're going to have joint issues. They're going to have bowel issues. Everything.
Dude, one of the cruelest yet eye-opening memes I ever saw was like this. It was like a video of a guy thinking like, hey, what happened to all the body positivity, what do you call it, representatives of the past 10 years? Wonder what they're up to. And it was like, bound, dead, bound, dead, bound, dead. Oof. All those people from 10 years ago talking about, hey, I'm healthy, they're dead now.
Yeah, and they're not dead because their feelings were hurt. Yeah. They're dead because of the fucking health issues, right?
Yeah.
And so when you keep lying to yourself about this stuff and you just try to convince everybody, like, look, I'm healthy. You're not, all right? And look, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
The reason why you're being attacked is because you keep telling people you're fucking healthy. Yeah. And you look like you just flew out from the ocean. Like,
you just have this, when you can say, yeah, I'm fat. Yes, I have a food addiction. Then at least you're aware of what you're doing. Then you can be self-conscious of a time when you're like, you know what, I'm not going to eat this right now. Yeah. You know what, I'm not going to have this right now. But if you ignore it and say, nah, I'm healthy, then whatever you're doing is not a problem to you.
Yeah, just eat your shit and be fucking fat. Who cares, right? I just don't like the delusion behind it. And the fact that you're angry at everybody else for thinking that you're unhealthy. Look, and I know too, right? When you just post regular shit, right? And you're just in a video, you're having the time of your life, and there's one fucking comment that goes, whoa, Jesus Christ, right? Like, I understand it's hurtful. I know, I'm there. Yeah. I've been there when I was younger. I understand it's hurtful, but guess what? The internet makes fun of everybody. Mm-hmm. It's not just, if you weren't fat, they would have made fun of your snaggletooth. If it wasn't your snaggletooth, they would have made fun of your fucking weird eyes. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Your ears, your hairline, whatever, your fupa.
Uh-huh. You know what the greatest thing about the internet is too? You can block people.
You could turn your phone off.
You could turn your fucking phone off. You could not have comments on your videos. Yeah. If it bothers you that much, just post your fucking video. You're trying to create a reality that doesn't exist. And if you're trying to create the reality where the fat person who eats all this bullshit lives longer, you're not. And in fact, the person who has a better metabolism, that's thinner, that eats the same diet as you, they tend to live longer. I don't fucking know why. Mm-hmm. I just know that when you look it up, ask Chat fucking GPT. You know what I mean? It'll show up. It'll show you the data behind it.
The same people will be like, I saw on the news a guy died after running the marathon. So it's like, then I'm not going to go for a walk.
Yeah. All right.
And then use that same obese man that runs a marathon to be like, see, he's okay.
Dude, there's a girl that I know. Her name is Megan Tanja. She's a bigger girl, right? She's always been a big girl. And she always just says like, look, I feel sexy. I love the way that I look. Valid. I don't see her talking about like, listen, I'm the healthiest motherfucker out here. She doesn't. She makes her music. She fucking does her thing. And she says that I feel beautiful in my body. I fuck with that fucking heavy.
Let's talk about the other thing in the news with that rapper who couldn't get into a Uber.
Yo.
My lovely genius brain listeners, this podcast is brought to you once again by BetterHelp. Listen, instead of just avoiding red flags, we should focus on recognizing green flags in friends and partners. And therapy can help identify these positive traits, practice them in relationships, and embody them ourselves. See, prioritizing healthy relationships ensures we build connections that genuinely support and love us back. See, therapy also provides a safe space for self-reflection, helping us understand our patterns and emotional needs. By developing better communication and emotional resilience, we can cultivate stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Listen, BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. And you can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. You can easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. And listen, I've been using BetterHelp for quite a while now, and it's always in my back pocket. So discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius.
It's
I ain't never laughed so hard in my life looking at that shit. But this level of delusion that we're talking about, right? I forgot the rapper's name, and I don't even want to bring it up, right? But I've seen her in videos before where she's literally in the back of an Escalade, and the rear tire's about to explode in 4 million pieces. So
she's like 600 pounds or something, right? Yeah.
Dude, she was on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God.
I saw that. They pulled a fucking sectional couch out for her.
Yo!
And she was like, that's more like it. Some accommodation.
Accommodations? A sectional for one person. Okay. So, you know what's so crazy about that? I just want y'all, I'm not going to even bring it up on the podcast because I don't want to ruin it. Just watch Charlamagne, a compilation of him just asking her questions. It's the wildest shit ever because he's saying things that everybody would call her out on if they were being honest.
Oh, I'll be honest, I didn't see the whole interview. You gotta spill it out.
Oh,
to me.
you got to watch the compilation,
Okay.
dude. Like the compilation is, I'm actually probably just going to stitch it in this video.
Okay, I just saw the clip of the couch, and that was enough for me to be like, dude, what does she have to say?
And she's like, so there was like one part, there's just one clip, right, out of multiple ones. I didn't memorize them, but she goes, you know what, like a lot of people got me fucked up. They think like I love food all the time. And he goes, you don't like food?
Dude.
Charlamagne the God, bro.
I mean, and look at the opposite of that with Miss Pat on Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
And Shannon Sharp is like, you like food? She's like, do you think I'm filled with air? The fuck is wrong with you? Yes, I like food.
Yo, Miss Pat is the best, dude. You know what I'm saying? I think what people just don't like in the general public is like the delusion.
Yeah.
Right? And that just goes, dude, she's trying to sue Uber.
Yeah, I know.
That's why she was on the Breakfast Club, is because she called an Uber and this guy was like, yo,
You're not gonna fit.
yeah, you're gonna fuck up my shocks. Like legit, she goes, I fit in this car before. When?
Yeah.
When?
Oh, so you guys know I'm in school for automotive technology. Yeah, you're gonna blow the fucking shocks.
Yeah. It's like he has a general, by the way, he's an Uber driver.
Yeah.
He could decline his clients if he wants, right? And it's not even discriminatory. You literally are going to fuck up his car. You don't think he wants to make a check? First of all, Uber fucks you on prices anyways. You don't think he wants to earn a fucking living?
Yeah.
He would love to take your big ass into his fucking car if you could fit.
You're gonna like bottom out his car. You're gonna fuck up his subframe. You're gonna bend his suspension.
You might fart and kill him
Yeah.
in that car. You don't.
Usually 3 people in a car average isn't going to be 600 pounds. You
Yeah.
know? That's why those trucks and the Escalades are made for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is guy, he's an automotive technician. Listen, he's not bullshitting.
Yeah, don't, like when you see those people who roll up in their Toyota Corollas to Home Depot and buy a load of lumber and they're fucking bottoming out. It's like, that's stupid. Don't do that.
Dude, my buddy Z, he had a Toyota Yaris back in the day, right?
Yeah.
This is before, we were making good money. This fool had our buddy Edric and like Khalif in there. And they had to go up a hill in Chinatown. Couldn't do it.
They couldn't make it.
And we're talking about them collectively are probably like 280 pounds.
They're not big people.
Yeah. That Toyota Yaris was screaming
Yeah.
in Japanese.
Croissant! Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, shifting gears. It's like turning Super Saiyan.
That'd be so fucking funny if she walked up to that guy's Uber driver. It was like, I had he's like, yeah, you go.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
God.
it's like, look, I don't want people to think once again that I'm like fat phobic. I'm giving shit like, oh, you're a guy who used to be bigger and now you're hating on fat people. That's not what it is. When I was big, I was not delusional to think that being fat was healthier.
Yeah.
I never ever said being fat was healthier. Right? I never ever said that. I'm not fucking retarded. All right?
You're self-aware.
I'm self-aware.
Yeah, that's what comedians are, to have to roast yourself.
Yeah.
And the worst comedians are not self-aware.
Yeah.
We know some of them. You know, some comedians were just like, how is that flying over your head? Oh, like that's why you're not funny.
This is where my delusion set in, right? It was like I kept telling myself that, you know, me being fat was a part of who I am, and it would just be. Fat is not a personality trait.
Yep, fat is not an identity.
Yeah, and
especially because you can lose it.
Exactly. And I was just like delusional in that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And once again, there's like this other girl that I love watching fat people, right? It's like my thing. I don't know why. There's actually this one girl that I follow online all the time. Yeah. I think she knows what she's doing, but she's like, you know, this is what a big girl eats on a caloric deficit. In the last 2 years I followed her, she's gotten fatter. And like, I fucking love it. Right?
Right.
And I think she's just like this adorable fucking fat girl that just likes to eat. And I just like watching her eat.
Yeah.
And so there's this other person who like, you know, kind of does the same thing. But she was the girl that came up to the camera and she has a very thin face, very pretty. And then when she backed up, holy beanbag. Like, it was insane.
I mean, the dating apps is like that, man. When you see the high angle in the jawline and then you meet them and, you know,
Dude.
It's like, okay, it's the angles.
It was like the most egregious, shocking thing, right?
Yeah.
And just the contrast was pretty insane. I was like, dude, I don't know how God did that. How he made nothing go to your face.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. But she put up this video where she's like dancing goofy and she goes, my doctor says my health is perfect. I was like, fire that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you know what the comment said? They're like, it's like, is your doctor a marine biologist?
No. Oh, jeez.
That's one of those insults that I will never come back from. That shit was so mean and so fucking smart. I fucking died laughing, right? But I bring that up, not to roast her. I also had perfect blood test results when I was really big. And my doctor said, you have really good genetics. It will catch up to you, right? And guess what? That bitch was right.
Yeah.
It caught up to me at 28. So 25, 26, 27, everything was fine. Right when 28 hit, dude, just diarrhea all the time. My skin was fucking terrible. I just kept shitting liquid. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, you know, and it's like this omen that this fucking fortune teller told me. And I was like, that's bullshit.
Right.
28 hit. I started feeling like I was dying. And the worst part about it all was just like the acid reflux. Like I kept having heartburn every day. I was like throwing up like fucking acid every day.
Right.
I didn't realize that was a fucking issue. And I just was like, I got my blood work done. Fucking high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. What she said was right. It's happening because you have good, and you're young. When you're young, your body will fight off everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
I swear to God, on my 26th birthday is when I had the worst hangover of my life. And since, like,
yeah,
I used to drink like a fucking champ, and then I turned 26, and it just started to fucking hurt.
I started getting those pounding headaches.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is different now.
Yeah, and the same with like, because my mind was still stuck on that lifestyle. Like, I work all week and then just fucking binge hard, binge on the whatever, the drug and the alcohol, and then the food, right? And then I'm like fucking almost 250, you know, and I'm feeling like shit. It's like, it didn't that was my delusion, was it didn't cross my mind that my lifestyle was killing me.
Yeah, because we do it every day.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're kind of living your life every day, you don't know what it's like to feel better until you do. And then it's kind of hard to go back. And then when you do get a little bigger, like for example, I'm like 197 pounds, right? When I was at my thinnest before, I was like 205, around there. And I felt great. And when I was 205, I was actually physically more fit because I was boxing and moving around a lot. This is just pure diet, right? And just a little exercise here and there. But the weight number doesn't matter so much. But in the beginning of this year, when I found out that my wife was pregnant, I was like, oh shit, I need to lose some weight. Not because I need to be sexy. It's just because it's like, I have a son and I want to give him a leg up, right? When I was younger and I was bigger, it sucked.
Your son's going to look at your photos and your old YouTube like, who?
Yeah, I was like, dude, dude, I had a twin brother. He died from a heart attack. And so I wanted to set a good example for my son, right?
Yeah.
Specifically outside of just, being thinner or whatever, the idea of self-control and being able to achieve something, right? So those are the reasons why I decided to lose weight. I was 227 pounds.
And it was all before your New Year's. It wasn't like a resolution.
No.
It was just, this is it for life. You got to do this for life.
I stopped doing that New Year's resolution shit.
Yeah.
It did nothing for
It
me.
doesn't matter, right?
Because I would just cross out the date and just shift it down. It was the same thing.
Yeah.
I had to find a reason for the health that was outside of myself, right? And I first did it for myself, which got me from 292 to 227, right? Which is great.
Yeah.
But, at 227 pounds, I was still, at this age, I was still having a little, physical issues, right? And one of the things that I didn't realize was the food crashes. Like every time I would eat.
Right. And then you just fuck up your whole sleeping schedule. Your whole day is like weird now.
Yeah, I'm knocking out every time I'm getting this itis. And I'm like, oh, this is not normal?
And then you become a night owl.
Yep.
You start snacking past midnight. That kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now that I've gotten rid of the sugar addiction, like it feels great. I actually went to Disneyland and, we had to go eat all the food because we have a food show that we do, me and Tim. And I did a good job of just like, I'm good. I ate a piece and I was like, I'm good. Oh, I don't need to shove this whole thing down my throat. You know what the crazy thing was too? It's like, I also know when things taste bad now. A lot better.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this isn't that good, right? Because I don't need the sugar hit. I'm just tasting it for what it is. I was like, oh, fuck, that's the other thing. Food is 10 times more enjoyable now. There was a certain point because I was going out to eat all the time, and specifically because I had so many food shows. That's actually one of the biggest reasons I never told you guys is I stopped doing food content because it was fucking killing me.
Right.
Like, you can't eat that stuff every fucking day, every meal.
Right.
You die. I stopped doing food stuff because of that. So when I started enjoying my meals more, I was like, dude, food tastes so much better. And there was a point where there was a lull where every time I ate food, people are like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, it's all the same. Like, whatever. I wouldn't have these wow moments anymore. It was just, whatever. Well, when I started abstaining from like eating all this like hyper addictive food, I started enjoying food a lot more.
Yeah.
How great was that?
Yeah. I gave myself 4 times a year when I was at my fucking hardest, 4 times a year to have sugar. And every time I had it, it was just like the best meal I ever had in my life because like I enjoy this now. Like this is great.
And so like now I'm doing mainly probably more shifting towards like a Mediterranean diet because number one, I just like those foods in general. They taste so fucking good, but then I just add a lot more fat to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cheeses.
That cheese is like the full fat yogurt.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Olive oil. I fucking love olive oil. It tastes so good. I buy gallons of it now. Number one, just I didn't realize how different olive oil can taste.
How is olive oil to keto?
It's great.
I don't remember like
It's great.
it was okay.
It's fine. Right. Like I said, I'm really receptive to it.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
pretty sure a lot of the intricacies and the nitpicky stuff that other people have to do, I don't have to,
Right.
which I was kind of shocked. Right. I also, because I think I kind of noticed that at first. Because remember when I was messaging you about, I got into keto after a day and a half. It was like fucking fast.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck?
Even, I was like, it takes like 5 days the first week, and you're like, I'm in ketosis. I can't give you any more like advice. Like, okay, then you got it, dude.
Yeah, but the things that helped out was drinking a lot of water, like you said, the electrolytes, and I took the multivits and a lot of fiber. And I kind of dodged a lot of the bad stuff that everybody else had because I did it I just didn't want to feel that. You know, because I remember when you had the keto rash you showed me, I was like, oh shit, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah. So you don't get it though?
No.
Okay. See, like I started working out now for the first time in a few years.
Yeah.
And man, was I in pain. I worked out with Nick.
Yeah.
And man, that was rough. But I try to keep going. And then now I'm kind of, okay, putting it on myself to go to the gym. So I started going to Planet Fitness. Bro, my body is like, it hurts so bad. So, do you see this? This is Kwasha.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking scraping. I don't know if the camera can catch
If you
that,
haven't weight trained
but
in any type of years,
yeah.
doing 10 push-ups will fuck you up. Dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you'll get fucked. I did the ab roller, during this time when the baby's sleeping. I did 10. I was fucked the next day.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? This is terrible. Now I'm doing like, 70, 80, 90 push-ups, but it's like when the first time it was like 20 push-ups, the next day my chest was tore the fuck up.
Yeah.
We're just not used to it.
So the thing with keto when I was doing it was that I didn't work out.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm changing it right now. My diet isn't like bad, but it's not great.
How much weight did you lose? You lost some weight.
I lost like 10, 15 since the beginning of this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, by the holidays, because I was really fucking my shit up, I was almost up to 195, dude.
I mean, that's where I gained the other, 15 pounds of the holidays.
Right.
All right, it's mashed potatoes. I'm not going to eat mashed potatoes. Are you fucking out of your mind? You know what I mean?
Do you know what else I did? I quit smoking weed again.
Oh, really?
That's why I'm sweating a bit, because I can't regulate my body temperature. That's one of the symptoms of withdrawal. And what I wanted to mention this time is that I don't have nightmares anymore.
Oh, shit.
It stopped because of, I think, what I told you about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got a lot off my chest and then, like, talked to, therapists, whatever. And, like, it's so crazy because remember last year I was telling you when I quit marijuana, I'm having crazy fucking dreams. Then I quit smoking nicotine. I'm having crazy fucking dreams. And so I started smoking marijuana again to stop that. At least I quit nicotine. Then this year I was like, okay, I'm going so hard. Like weed is so expensive for me because my tolerance is so high. So I quit and I'm not having like nightmares.
That's great
dreams.
too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, there's like a lot of stuff that we internalize that we kind of just don't know that it kind of comes out in other things, right? And even beyond, like for your specific, we'll talk about it on the next podcast, right? If you want to get a little into it, but if I were to bring it back to me, it was just like I internalize for us our upbringing. It comes out in how we speak to people, how we interact with human beings, and I realize that with the kid too, right? It's like, oh shit, I have a lot of stuff that I need to still work on, right? That I thought was good, and it's not.
Dude, the one thing that's not good coming out of this marijuana withdrawal is I'm publicly crashing out. I'm yelling at motherfuckers on the street.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Training will help that out.
Yeah.
So
I have to definitely get some of that irritation out in the mornings. Like I gotta work something out because like even so my horn doesn't work. So that's the one thing that's a problem. If like somebody's not taking the fucking light and I can't horn, and I don't even think revving my engine is loud enough to get their attention. I rolled out my window. Move your fucking car!
Yeah.
I'm screaming at them.
Well, we're also in a very heavily populated Asian area.
Yeah.
A bunch of fucking terrible drivers.
Oh,
I hate that
gosh.
stereotype is not even a stereotype.
It's not a stereotype. When you run to a bad driver and you see who they are and it's a fucking Asian person, you're like,
God
damn
happens
it.
so much.
To myself.
I think in like the SUV area, the insurance is higher.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
Oh, did you hear how... Okay, this is weird. I don't know if it's also if you're like black, but if you own a Kia these days, insurance go up to like $1,000 a month.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because they steal.
Oh, they keep on getting robbed.
Yeah,
right?
they keep getting robbed. And so
No
now
wonder they're so cheap right now.
Yeah, it's insane. It's the insurance. The insurance companies will charge you $1,000 a month for owning a Kia or Hyundai.
What the fuck? People are just opening these cars with like tuna can lids? Like,
Yeah.
what is this shit? Why is it so easy?
I think it has to do, I think we talked about it. So I'm in an electronic class, which is cool. I know how to read schematics. I know how fucking electricity works now. All that. I can wire shit. Yeah. And basically, what was the question?
Why is it so easy to pop open? Like,
Oh, yeah. There's some kind of weird remote system in their thing where you can buy some thing off of eBay. Remember in Terminator 2, John Connor could like hack a fucking ATM machine. Well, that shit is real now. You can fucking like hack into shit with this little device, but it works mostly like on cars. You can break like getting into
Kias is just like the
Kias
worst.
is like the worst. It's
Oh
like,
my God,
yeah.
dude.
So I'm sure now Kias, but there's like been a decade of Kias where it's just like very easy to steal.
That's so. I forgot. I think I know somebody who had their Kia jacked too. Oh, I don't know them, but it was somebody who was on JK News. They said their Kia got jacked from that same shit. So that's pretty fucking. And why would it have to be a fucking Korean car, dude?
Yeah.
Damn it. Out of all,
Oh,
like
man.
like Korean
It was
cars will
Kias and Hyundais too, because I think they shared the same mechanism.
Korean cars will never ever get rid of the stigma that the cars are shit.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they were going through such a great stint, and now this happens. Like we're now at the bottom.
Bad press, yeah. It was like, oh, Hyundai, and then they'll talk about it. It was like, it was right there.
Look, before we end this podcast, I just want to say this, right? If you're listening to this and you are extremely fat and you find this offensive, boo-hoo. All right? I'm not telling you that what you're doing is wrong or bad. Like, I literally don't give a fuck what you do with your body, right? I'm just saying, stop trying to convince people of things that just aren't true.
Nobody feels sorry for you.
Nobody feels sorry for those people who mistreat you because of the way that you look. Fuck those people. They're assholes. That's all that it is. They're just fucking assholes.
Yeah.
You don't have to Uno reverse and be like, guess what? I'm healthier than you, Mr. Buff person. No, you're not.
Yeah.
That's why you're getting shat on the most, right? People who mistreat you because they just walk into the comments and they say something about your fucking appearance, they're fucking assholes.
Yeah,
and it's
them.
also just fuck those people, right? Like, fuck them.
Yeah.
All right? Who cares? It happens all the fucking time. Just when you try to live in this if you didn't give a fuck so much, stop talking about it so much. Right? And I've had this conversation with people before. Why is it that every time that I see you, you mention something about your weight when nobody said anything? You know?
It's their identity.
Yeah, I love being big. That's funny. I just said hi. Right? So clearly it bothers you. So if it bothers you, change it. Don't try to change other people's perception of you. It's pointless. That doesn't go with just your weight. It goes with everything in life. It is not your responsibility to change somebody else's perception of you. You just care about your fucking self.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're fat, you enjoy it, fucking enjoy it, live your best life.
Just keep it real.
Just keep it real.
Yeah.
Because the moment you start going to that delusion stuff, people will attack you 10 times more. And that's really what's happening.
Yeah, because it's not about being fat. It's the fact that you're delusional about being fat. Then they'll use the fat jokes against you.
Exactly. Then somebody's going to say that your doctor's a marine biologist. It's not going to be a good thing. Okay? Shout outs to all my fat folks out there. I love you very much.
We're all there, and you can make it too, dude. You guys can do it.
Yeah, if you don't want to lose weight, who fucking cares, dude?
Yeah.
Eat whatever you want and just make videos so I can watch you guys eat. I fucking love it. Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. You could catch Ed at Ed Park VP and then Manga Miata as well. Watch the evolution of his car life. It's fucking dope. We'll see you all next time. Peace.
Peace.